The last time Radiohead released an album, I and probably most of you still didn't have a smartphone. Yes, that's how much time it has been since Radiohead released their 8th album, The King of Limbs. It was their shortest album to date, and by a lot of people, was also their weakest effort. I personally think it was a not so great record in terms of a Radiohead album, and prefer the live versions of all the songs from there. The studio versions felt kind of soulless, to me anyway. But now, when we got for a fact that they're in the middle of a recording process, here's an update recap of potential LP9 songs. Number 1 is Lift, a very old song that got its live debut back in the 90s, and then a newly reworked version was played in 2002, is now, according to Radiohead's Johnny Greenwood, being reworked once again for a studio version. My guessing is that the first studio photo we got where 3 members of the band were in the middle of the studio with a large classical orchestra is maybe a clue for the string arrangements for this song. We'll see. Second song is Silent Spring, one of 2 newly played songs by Tom York at the Pathway to Paris event held in the beginning of December. It is a political Neil Youngish acoustic song that we know for sure Johnny plays a part there that Tom can play himself, from what he accidentally spilled out during the debut performance of that song. The second new song he played there was the catchy Desert Island Discs, with a guitar hook that I can totally imagine from knowing the band's music can be adapted into a bleep bloop jam, but we shall see. The fourth song, another new song that was played throughout the years live by Tom Malone, is The Present Tense. I was surprised it didn't make its way when The King of Limbs was announced, but perhaps it didn't suit the album. As a fan, I enjoyed the soundcheck recordings of what the band did. A sound is unsurprisingly bad, but given the fact that they were recorded outside the venues Radiohead later performed at, makes it understandable. It sounds great played as a full band. Wonder how are they going to make it, if they're going to record it. This song was also played by the Pathway to Paris event with a faster tempo than what we are used to. It might suggest that it's another songs in the work, so we're pleased. Now for a sum up of the new songs they played during their last tour. Identikit, they played that live on their previous tour a bunch of times. The internet is already swamped by cover versions of people from YouTube who recorded them. We already know a few years ago this song was recorded at Jack White's label Third Eye Man, along with another song that we know not what it was. I think a studio version of that song can really be a great opener for LP9. The sixth song is Full Stop, sometimes spelled with or without an L. It is a banger, a song with squeaky synth pads, amazing beat build that leads to a drum and bass banger, great lyrics, but again, this is only judged by the few decent live versions found on the internet of that song played live. Seventh song is Cutting on a Surface. Tom played that song at Encores during the Atoms for Peace concert on a piano. Then Radiohead gave it their own version live of the tour. I think it was recorded it was performed twice on the shows. There is one decent version of that on YouTube. The eighth song is Cut a Hole, a short song, not the most original song, kind of reminds you of Go Slowly from the In Rainbow CD2 bonus. but it has the gloomy, sentimental feeling of a classical Radiohead song. So I've recapped the songs I believe will make the cut, well, rather hope than believe, because you never know what you're going to get from Radiohead. But there are a bunch of other potential songs played by Tom live during the last few years, and I'm excluding the electronic ones he played live in 2015 with Nigel Godrich. Songs like The Piano Driven Open the Floodgates, and there's also Follow Me Around, and let's see, there are a bunch of other songs Radiohead soundchecked over the last decade, like Writing a Bullet, Burn the Witch, etc. Look them up on the internet, but pay more attention to the ones I expanded on. So, Radiohead 9th album, just from the potential songs that might make the cut, makes the waiting for it worthwhile. Again, we should wait